Welcome to the Gen X Climb and Gap channel here on YouTube. It is great to see everyone, whether you're new, whether you're coming back. Welcome. I'm your host, Mom in the Basement. This is the Gen X Climb and Gap channel. We are in Deep Dive December. And what does that mean? We're taking a deep dive into, well, in the case of this morning's video, my makeup collection. And we're going to look at a few things that weren't hits with me. Hits for me in the makeup purchase consumption collection of 2024, and some products that that are new. I got one product that's new that we haven't used before, and then I'm mixing in some products that are part of my everyday routine. So let's go. This could be all over the place, but you never know. And before we get too far in, because I've only got a hydrating toner down right now. I use my Lancome hydrating toner because I need a little bit of something. It's dry out there. It's winter wonderland where I am. And I did go in and I tightlined and I put a tiny bit of eyeliner using my Huda Beauty 24/7. This thing's great. Gel tip. I mean, if you're watching my channel, I have been on quite the quest. Let's call it a quest to find an eyeliner that's not going to transfer, that's going to, like, you know, it just light to the touch, you know, draw a line. I'm not going to be having to like press and, well, you know what I'm talking about. And this 24/7 by Huda Beauty, it's in the running. It's right there behind Clinique. Clinique so far has been the Clinique, and I suppose my Charlotte Tilbury gel tip liner have been somewhat wins for me. All right, so let's get into this. We only have a toner down. We need so much more skincare before I can even begin to get into some of the makeup that I've pulled out today. Just like, let's just do like a little face massage. We're gonna use my Wicked Glinda Glow Drops as our serum today. You know, this is a great product. I've used it several times. It doesn't have pigment to it. It's just a glowy serum. That's what it's marketed to be. It mixes really well with my Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream, which is the moisturizer I'm going to use today. It hasn't pilled with any makeup, and it has a really nice scent to it. Like, the only thing I can describe it is just like this most pleasant, I don't know, soap. And I don't know, some people aren't like fans of soap smell, right? But then there are some people that are like, man, you know, like love the smell of like fresh laundry. This doesn't smell like laundry detergent, by the way. It just smells like a really nice, fresh, clean something. It's not florally. It's just a fresh, nice soap smell. Soap-like smell. All right, let's get off it because I'm stuck on it. All right, so get that down. Look at that. Nice glow. It's meant to be a glow serum. You could use it according to the packaging. When I originally got this thing, I paid 44 Canadian dollars for it here in Canada. I bought it from Shoppers Drug Mart. Funny story, and I've told it before. When I asked the person behind the counter if there was like a sample, like if I could try it, because I wanted to feel what the formula was, I wanted to smell it. They thought it was a cologne. It's like, no, it's a skincare product. All right, let's get into this further. Well, let's let that sit down. I'm going to use my Charlotte Tilbury like iconic nude lip liner. I just had to sharpen this thing yesterday. And speaking of gel tips that go down so well, like that Huda Beauty did, these Charlotte Tilbury lip liners, the collection is like lip cheat, and then the color is iconic nude. You do not need to put much pressure down at all, and you've got yourself an easy lined a lip. I love this thing. And a lot of times I just did that really fast, so I'm like looking like I went out of the lines, like I colored out of the lines, which, hey, we've all been there, right? But sometimes I like to put this, not supposed, okay, according to my teacher in beauty school, man, I need some color correcting. According to my teacher in beauty school, I just went through beauty school if you're new to the channel. It was like a 3-day intense immersion course. I picked up my certificate last week, by the way. I didn't share that with you guys. I did. I went over the beauty school, said hi to everybody, picked up my certificate. It had only been a week and they hadn't forgotten me. I felt very welcomed when I came to pick up that certificate. Anyway, my teacher told me the lips are last. But like I said this before, You know, I don't feel like there are necessarily any rules at our glam station. We live and learn, trial and error, do what works. And for me, I like to do my lip liner at the top of my makeup game, because then I'll go in with a lip oil or some sort of balm. This is one from Clarins. I got it in a cute little holiday bundle. So cute. It was a bundle that Shoppers Mart was running. One of the first things that I bought this holiday season, and I didn't unbox it with you because I was like, oh, they're so sick of me talking about Clarins. But it came in this cute little bag, and it was just stuffed with stuff. Like, some of the stuff that came in it, I've already like sort of given away and like stocking stuffers and stuff, or I'm using. But I really like this balm from Clarins. I didn't even know it was in their product line until I got that little velvety bundle bag that I just showed you. That was one of my favorite purchases so far of the 2024 holiday consumer spree extravaganza. All right, that's enough time for the glow drops. You can see they're still glowing. They're still glowing. Let's get in with the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream because I need to get some color correcting down. I was even thinking about using a foundation today. Shocker. Because I want to talk about the e.l.f. satin foundation that dropped this year. You know, it's weird because sometimes I'll use it and I'll be like, hey, this is not half bad. And other times I'll use it and I'll be like, no, I can't work with this. But I'm leaning now, the more I've like worked with it, forced myself to work with it because I love e.l.f. And it's such an affordable formula, and it does get such fantastic reviews out there. I think I think I have, first of all, I think I got the right shade. You know, it doesn't have any orangey undertones. I got 2.5N. So the shade works for me. And I think I just need to define like the right like amount, and just be very careful in the application process so I'm not getting streaky or rushing this, all of this stuff. So now we get to color correct. Oh, my favorite part, because look at, I got so much stuff I need to color correct. I've got some redness going on here in the nose contour area. Underneath my eyes are all like baggy. Oh dear. This is where I kind of wish I wasn't just like this one take wonder, because I would turn the camera off and I would do my color correcting and then I would come back on. But you guys are going to have to just deal with me. Let's go in and use, this is not a miss for me. I love this product. This is my NARS Under Eye Brightener in the shade Night Swan. I'm just going to take a little bit out of the pot here using one of the little popsicle sticks that I learned this technique going back to beauty school. I'm getting my sponge a little bit wet, and I probably could have used a bigger stick, but I'm just sort of dragging the product down, and then we're going to apply it, because this is a technique, I'm going to go through my T-zone, that I learned in beauty school as a way to like keep things like super hygienic, because I was being taught from the perspective of teaching me how to do other people's makeup, not necessarily mine, but obviously all the tips and tricks that I learned, I can apply to my own sort of makeup process, and including this. I mean, I've got all kinds of sponges down here. If you've watched my channel before, I'm a super big fan of tools, improving my tool collection that I use to apply my makeup. So, my teacher gave me so many popsicle sticks on my last day. I was so thankful, because I was thinking to myself, you're probably going to have to go to a place like Michael's or some other sort of craft hobby shop in order to, get your own. Not that I'm going to run out and do anyone's makeup, but she knew that, but she also knew that I wanted to keep practicing everything that we learned. And one of the big deal things that we learned was, how to apply makeup in a hygienic fashion, what was disposable, what's not disposable, how to keep your station clean, which is, think about a cook in the kitchen, and you walk into a cook's kitchen and they have such a mess, all these, clutter about and chop stuff here and, you know, knives and spoons laying all over, soiled and whatnot. And then you look, you know, and you see another person's station where everything is nice and clean and organized. And you're like, whose food do you want to eat? It's kind of how it is with makeup artists, right? And keeping their station clean. Like you don't want, you know, you just keeping it tight, just keeping it clean. All right, so I think that's a good enough job with the brightener, because we're going to do something crazy today in the concealer underpaint stage before we get into this foundation. Just going to say this one might be kind of tiny bit on the longer side, but hey, I didn't record one yesterday, a video, record one. You know what I mean? So we're kind of making up for lost time. Going in, speaking of Huda, this is a faux color corrector, and it's in the shade like Pomelo Pink. And I like to use that like right on the inside, sort of inside of my eye, under eye area, bridge of the nose type. And it's like a nice little like peachy undertone. And e.l.f., and I do not have it on my station because this is deep dive December and my stuff is all over the place. I'm still reorganizing, trying to decide like what products are going to get prime time space on my glam table and what products are going to get put back in a drawer. But granted, I'll know which drawer and I'll be able to go to them if I want them. But anyway, e.l.f. makes a very nice color corrector. Their peach shade color corrector is a wonderful substitute, more affordable substitute, $4 substitute for this Huda Beauty faux corrector. But I really like it. I've repurchased it. This is my second purchase in this year. So this year I bought this product twice. So I'm going through it. I'm using it up. It's for sure. All right. So we've got a brightener on. We've got my Huda Faux. Normally I go in with another sort of lighter concealer and I kind of hit up my cheekbones and I up here and sort of my jawline. I kind of hit all those with the concealer, but I don't know if I want to do that today. Well, why not? Let's do it. All right, this is my GRWM concealer. This is one that I like, but I'm wishing kind of like it was kind of an impulse buy. It's a little bit on the orangey undertone side, and it was rather expensive. And I have a plenty of, I do have plenty of concealers, but I mean, this formula is really fantastic. It blends very well. And, do I love it? Yeah. And if you watch my channel, you know I love GRWM a lot. But did I need it? No, I think it was definitely an impulse buy. It was like my eyes just glazed over and I went into some sort of trance when they were like, GRWM, but it's GRWM. And I was like, oh, then I must have it. All right. It's a really nice concealer, but it was very expensive, I have to say. And e.l.f., I hate to, you know, go back to e.l.f., but e.l.f. has a concealer that costs $4. $4. No, maybe it's $6. $4 or $6. Has the same kind of like really soft tipped, you know, fun applicator. And the shade is really fantastic. And it's a click pen. It's a click foundation, click concealer pen. Really kind of fun. All right, I want to get this on my lids. Oh, this is really a nice formula, but boy, it did cost me a pretty penny when I have, you know, quite a few other concealers in my collection that will do the same thing, already purchased or purchased at such a lower price point. All right. Now I'm going to go in. I'm going to go in and do something that I hope I don't regret. I'm going to essentially like brighten my face before I go in with that foundation. And I'm going to use a Miss For Me. I didn't pick out this shade, so I don't even know if it's fair to pick on this product. But P. Louise dropped creamy bronzers this year. I got this shade, the lightest shade in her collection, and she's got probably like, I don't know, 25 plus shades. And as a part of a brush bundle, and I did a giveaway on it, and the person that won the giveaway, Shanine, she agreed, like, this is so light, we can't work with this. I don't understand why they didn't send a more medium shade. I mean, I don't know. Let's get a new one out. Let's wet it down. I was thinking, I mean, how is this going to be a bronzer? Like, how is this shade a bronzer? So what I thought might be kind of fun, it's not a bronzer, is kind of use it as a brightener, like an all over face brightener, concealer, under paint step. So let's see how this blends out. I mean, this is so light. This is so light. Like, yeah, it's not like it's a, it's not a foundation formula, but I was like, what am I going to do with this product? What am I, I see it in my P. Louise drawer, and I'm like, why couldn't she have just sent a medium one so I could be using it more often? The formula is not that bad. So it's really just the shade that I'm complaining about here that I didn't really have any control over because it came with a brush bundle. So, I mean, wow, I still have, like, look at that shade difference on my face, right in my under eye area. My mom says I come by it naturally. The under eye discolorations, I've had them since I've been quite young. So, I mean, what can we do? What can we do? And as our face gets more and more, I like to say vintage, we just have to, we have to make peace with our imperfections. And if we want to use makeup to try to diminish them, then yeah, more power to us. If we don't want to, which I didn't for many years, use makeup to work with, to diminish some of my imperfections, then that's okay too. That's okay too. All right, what do we think of that? That is supposed to be a creamy bronzer. I don't know, but we need to get into this foundation because I need to get out of here. All of the color correcting and concealing I did, and I still feel like I got a little bit of redness showing there, but that's okay. We're going in with the foundation today. Boy, there's a lot of product on my face. Here it is, the e.l.f. Soft Glam Satin Foundation. Like I said, I first started working with this, and I wasn't really sure how I felt about it, and I'm still not really sure how I feel about it, but we're going in with it. There it is. Like I said, it doesn't give me an orangey undertone, so that's good. And let's start over here so you can see the difference. See, no orange, no orange. Let's just keep going with it. I'm gonna start here. It has a nice kind of clean scent to it, speaking of clean scents. And it's good. We'll see. We're gonna put powder over it because that's our next step in getting our base ready, right? Doing a little bit of powder, setting everything. And I'm gonna go in with a blush. I'm gonna show you the brush. Oh gosh, I hope I can find it. I wanted to use my Lawless blush today. It's a creamy blush. Why do I keep saying brush? Here it is right here. It's a creamy blush in the shade Valentine. I've said before, this wasn't a hit for me. This is one that I wish that I would have just taken back. I find it to be a bit on the patchy side and kind of hard to work with, but I didn't take it back. It's, it lives on in my collection. And so I'm just, every once in a while, I'll pull it out and I'll try to make it work. But the thing is about Lawless, I don't own a lot by Lawless. I think it's, for the most part, it's a brand that has a, doesn't take a bad rap or anything. And I had a really nice, lovely, like, lip gloss from them that I really liked. And when I saw this blush come out, I saw people sort of demoing it. And at the time, I was really into creamy products. I had hit my stride in my collection and decided, like, that's my jam. Like, okay, I like the creamy stuff, as opposed to more powdery type products. And so that's why I got it. And it wasn't a hit for me. But let's find the silver lining in that. Other products that I bought during that time period, also of the creamy sort of nature, they were a hit for me. So there, you know, live and learn. That's for me what I'm finding it with my makeup collection that I have going on here, going on year 3. I can't believe I'm on year 3. There's just been so much trial and error, you know, that's just the way it is. I think with anything, any endeavors or collections or any sorts of things like this that we introduce into our life, you're not always going to hit a home run. You're going to come up to the plate sometimes and you're going to strike out, okay? And that is kind of like how I feel with some of the products that I have purchased in my collection. All right, I think we need excuse me, I think we need some color going on here. I'm feeling a little bit like maybe I went too light, especially since it's like winter wonderland outside. My face matches the snow. No, maybe it's not that bad, but this was not a miss for me at all. In 2024, this is my creamy bronzer. Ooh, that brush was not right. This is my sculpting stick from Too Faced. Really like it a lot. I truly do. And I need to get some contrast of color going on my face after we put that base down. And then I'm going to go in and set everything. After I get this down, I'll set it before I go in with the creamy, lawless. You'll see. I'm going to struggle to make that blush work. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's like a blush bomb on my face, but we'll deal with it. And then we'll get out the door. We're surprisingly almost done. We're almost done. This wasn't, I'm gonna probably end up doing my eyes offline. I'm just gonna dust them with a very light neutral base shadow and go from there. But what I would like to share with you guys sometime, when I have some time, literally more time, is using some of the liquid or creamy shadows that I bought in 2024, because pretty much all of them were fails. I have decided the best way for me to tackle work with my eyes where I just feel like they show the most age, the most creasing, is to get down a nice base. And I've also learned that doesn't have to be an eyelid primer. I got sucked into so many eyelid primers, and I learned at beauty school that doesn't need to be the case, you know. Get your color corrector concealer on the lids after your skincare. Drag your foundation on your lids, and there you go. That's your base enough. That is your base enough. Unless you've got, you know, skin that doesn't crease, which is not the case with me. So I have a nice sort of creamy base on my lids, in the sense that if I put powder on, there's going to be something for it to stick to. All right, speaking of powder, let's go in. Let's go in with a product that I got. I love Too Faced. I love Too Faced, but I don't know if this blurring powder was a hit for me. Born This Way, soft blur. I just don't feel like it's anything special. You know, going into 2025, I'm going to stick with, I'm going to stick with my Charlotte Tilbury airbrush finished. I mean, wow, 3 years of collecting, right? And and what did I figure out? I did figure out some things that I don't like in terms of a setting powder. I don't think Charlotte Tilbury's going anywhere. I hope she's not going anywhere. I'm gonna stick to her pressed powder, her Flawless Finish airbrush setting powder. I want to say in perpetuity. Yeah, in perpetuity. We use loose powder at beauty school to work with setting our creams and our liquids, and I just don't think it's for me. I think it has something to do with my vintage skin. I don't think loose powder is the way for me to go. So I'll keep my compact pressed powder. Thank you very much. And I think I'm going to stick with Charlotte Tilbury. All right, let's get into this Lawless. It's in the shade Valentine. We're just going to get a little bit of color. Whoo, am I ready for this? This looks more like kind of like a spring color. This is a very, this is P. Louise brush. This is one that came in the bundle that this bolt came with. It's very dense. It's like more of like a stampy stamp. Like I said, the thing that I have going, the beef, the beef that I have with this blush is it's kind of like patchy. It's patchy and it's just really hard to work with, but I've committed to it now. So we're going to go in with it. And I don't think it really has the best staying power. It kind of looks nice and bright and vibrant now. But yeah, if I were to do a wear test with this thing, it wouldn't be as bright and vibrant as you're seeing it go down now. And I don't know, but I didn't take it back. So it's in the collection. I'm going to keep rotating through it and see where that leads me this time next year. Boy, I can't wait until this time next year. And we take it. I don't even know what my mantras for next year are going to be, but we'll take another deep dive perhaps next December and see where we're at with all this stuff. I have to go over that now, but I pulled out another Too Faced product that I just don't know was a hit for me, but I loved it. I love the scent. I love the Too Faced scents of stuff. Like this smelled like milk chocolate. This kind of smells a little bit like cotton candy. This was not a big hit for me. Gonna take out a fluffy brush and we're gonna go just over that Lawless with a little bit of this powder to set it. And I gotta get myself out the door. But I mean, hey, I will actually, I will hit my lashes with a bit of mascara. Another Too Faced. This was not a miss for me. This was a repurchase, although they didn't have my original one that I hit pan on all three of these colors. I love these colors so much. I'm just going to go in and I'm going to put on that base. It's sticking, you know, because I put the color corrector down using my Charlotte Tilbury brush that I got free for doing a beauty quiz on her website. I'm just going in with this, just going to be a very neutral base. I'm not going to go much further than just creating an eyeshadow, just a base, just using those base neutral colors today. Oh, so let's finish the lips. Let's use this. I pulled this out. This is from the W7 little advent calendar, I think, or was it from the or was it? Yes, it's got the W7 on it. I was like getting confused for a minute. See, there's their icon right there. I was getting confused for a minute. I was like, or did I get it in the Ulta Beauty calendar? Hard to say. No, I had identified the icon right there. The W7. All right, wherever you are. All right, here we go. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I hope you're well. Thank you so much for hanging out. I am going to just hit my face up a little bit more with a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.